Hearts on Your Sleeve is a fashion show with proceeds benefiting the ALS Association New Mexico chapter.
It happens on the night of February 8th with food, drinks, and lots of fun. Jill Savage and Leslie McDowell are here to fill us in. Thanks so much for joining us, ladies.
Thank you.
So we were saying, for some reason I thought that this had happened more than a couple of years, but this is only the second annual event, is that right?
Yes.
So what inspired you to host this event to raise money for ALS research?
My brother was diagnosed with ALS in 2010, and he suffered from it for about 7 years. And last year when I started the fashion show, he was alive and he just passed on in August of this past year.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I wanted to do something that we could raise money and help the families that suffer from ALS, because it's a disease that is so horrible, but it's cost. It costs so much money to have caregivers in there and all of that. So.
And Leslie, you were one of those caregivers, right? You were his hospice nurse?
I was his hospice nurse.
Tell me a little bit about just maybe what kind of man he was.
So despite the horrible disease that he had, always had a smile on his face when I would go in to care for him, always had words of encouragement, always knew the right thing to say. He could somehow sense if I was having a bad day and always had the right thing to say. Always upbeat until the very end.
That's great. So a great way to honor him and also to raise money for the research is this Hearts on Your Sleeve. Now this is going to be a night of, it's described with elegance. It is a night of elegance, and there's a lot of live raffles. There are great giveaways that are going on. So what can we expect to see on February 8th?
Well, we have 3 vendors that are going to help with the modeling. We'll have 18 models, and then articles and retail therapy and Silk Road Connection will be letting us use their clothing, and we'll do tea room modeling, so they'll be going around to the different rooms at Casa Ciencia showing off the clothing.
Wow,
That's
that is
really
very
neat.
cool.
Yeah.
So in addition to the fashion shows, there are giveaways and things that are happening that night that can bring people in and have a good time with as well, right?
We'll have raffles, and we have a silent auction, and we'll be raffling off NFL tickets and a concho belt and jewelry and different restaurants and stuff like that.
So if there's someone at home thinking, I want to attend, this sounds like a great night, are we thinking like dresses? Like how should we dress to come to the events? Kind of fancy schmancy a little bit?
Just, yeah, a little bit. I think the women always like to dress up. And
give us any reason and we'll show
up. Yeah, and it's right before Valentine's Day, so it's pretty special. So
that is fantastic. So if we want to get those tickets and reserve our seats for the evening, how do we do that? Do we go online? What is the best way to do that?
You can go online to the ALS.org, and you can go on and get the tickets, and they're $75 for the evening.
And you'll have a Facebook page too with more information on that?
Yes.
Sounds good.
There you go, and of course we will have all those links a bit later on at Fox New Mexico. Ladies, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you doing this, and again, an amazingly important cause that we are working for, folks. So again, more information a little bit later on today at foxnewmexico.com.